spurred to face off at Progressive Field. Justin Verlander, the fastest draw in the American League a season ago, is set to square off with Justin Bat Masterson, the 6'6" slinger, primed to take down the Top Gun. It's a duel for Central Division supremacy, and it's next on Sports Time Ohio. A beautiful sunny afternoon in downtown Cleveland. Big baseball as the Indians go for a 3-game sweep of the Detroit Tigers. I get everyone, Matt Underwood, alongside Rick Manning. Last night, a terrific ball game once again here at Progressive Field. Vinny Pastano, coming out of the Indians' bullpen, has stranded all 11 inherited runners this year. But, Rick, last night, bases loaded, nobody out. He pulled the proverbial rabbit out of the hat.
Boy, when you talk about this bullpen, the last two guys have been lights out because 5 2/3 innings in this series, they have not allowed a run. Pastano just turns it over to the big man Perez, who has been on fire. After he threw down the gauntlet, he comes back out, gets his second consecutive save, 15 on the year for him. And when you look at Pastano's numbers, at least a strikeout in his first 21 appearances, that's a record. And Chris Perez, 15 and 16 opportunities, 6 punch-outs in his last 3 games.
So if the Indians are to sweep the Tigers today, they've got their work cut out for them because they'll have to beat the Tigers' ace, Justin Verlander, one of the very best in the business, as we take a look at our Nissan Road Ahead pitching matchup.
Well, and it's going to be on the back of Justin Masterson, who has not beaten the Tigers in his career. He was 0-2 last year. His job is to go out there, keep his team in play, and hopefully give him a chance to win.
Get to a Nissan dealer for great deals on innovation you can count on.
Because when you're facing Justin Verlander, this guy at any given time can go out there and shut you down, shut you out, or even possibly throw a no-hitter. He's got a great curveball, a changeup, and an electric fastball. He is 4-0 in 5 starts after a Tigers loss this year, so he's going to go out there with a vengeance. He's going to want to stop their streak today.
Indians have won 7 out of 9. Tigers have dropped 8 out of 12. It's all coming up next. Play-by-play action, Indians-Tigers on Sports Time Ohio. Oh, yeah. 12 o'clock, high noon, ready for baseball in downtown Cleveland. Justin Masterson. He's an easygoing, laid-back guy, but he's starting to get his game face on now and get ready for action. Indians going for a 3-game sweep of the Tigers. Tribe 25-18. They lead Chicago by 3.5 in the Central. And the Tigers now 5 games in back, currently in 3rd place, 3 games below the break-even mark. Just a perfect day here in downtown Cleveland. Lots of school kids in attendance. Channel 3 weather days before the ball game. Just a delightful afternoon as Justin Masterson and the Tribe take the field here at Progressive Field, and it has been Really, the last 3 days about as nice as it's been all season long. So the first place Indians behind Masterson will face this starting lineup for Jim Leyland and the Detroit Tigers, brought to you by Kia. Quentin Berry, the leadoff man, followed by Andy Dirks, who has really swung a hot bat for the Tigers. Miguel Cabrera in the 3-hole Prince Fielder, hitless in the series, batting cleanup, then Delman Young. Brennan Bosch, followed by Alex Avila. Johnny Peralta 0 for 7 in the series, hits 8th, and Danny Wirth gets the first start in this series, batting 9th.
Justin Masterson on the mound for the Indians, and he is brought to you by MLB.com at Bat 12 for your iPhone, iPad, Android, and Windows Mobile. Follow the Indians everywhere. He will be making his 10th start, a record of 1-3. It hasn't gone the way he has wanted to this year. He did not factor into the decision in his last start against the Miami Marlins on Friday. It was a 3-2 loss for the Indians, but he had a no decision. And the only two guys, he walked 3, but the only two of those walks scored for the Marlins. He is 0-4 in his career against the Tigers, looking to get that first win, so it would be a big one this afternoon. Let's take a look at the Indians' defense, brought to you by Pat O'Brien Chevrolet, saluting the men and women defending our country and watching on the Armed Forces Network. Duncan gets the start in the left this afternoon. It's Brantley in center, Chu is in right, Lopez and Cabrera on the left side, Kipnis and Kochman on the right, with Marson doing the catching.
Gary Darling, the crew chief who ejected the Tigers hitting coach Lloyd McClendon last night from the ballgame, will be calling the balls and strikes. Paul Emmel, Scott Berry, Jerry Meals on the bases. Justin Masterson's first pitch of the day in there for a called strike to Quentin Berry. 81 degrees, our game time temperature here this afternoon. Berry takes, and the count evens at 1-1. Quentin Berry just got the call up last night and went 1 for 5 with a bunt
double.
Yeah, bunt double. I still have trouble saying that. As Cabrera throws him out, just doesn't sound right, does it?
No, but I mean, there's times you say if he bunts it here, he can get a double.
That's true. Right? You're right. One down for Andy Dirks. Dirks has had a good series for Detroit, both with the bat and with the glove. He's played a very solid left field. Dirks struck out last night, and he was hopping mad at home plate. Tigers were doing a lot of complaining late in the game about the strike zone. Jim Leyland even criticized the home plate umpire after the ball game, saying that in the at-bat with Miguel Cabrera, everybody clearly thought it was ball 4.
On the 3-0 pitch.
3-0 pitch.
Well, Dirks had a 3-2 pitch that it was inside. I'm not saying it was inside. It was on the inside part of the plate.
Quick out here, 2 away. Our stat of the game brought to you by your Northern Ohio GMC dealers. Indians 9-5-1 in 15 series so far this year. They've won 3 of their last 4.
Well, and they've been better on the road. That's a scary thing. They've been better on the road than they have at home, as every team in the Central Division in the American League has.
The Indians are finally above 500 here at home, so they've definitely played a lot better here at home of late. Now the 0-1 pitch, and inside all the way to the backstop. I don't know that this was an Indians team that certainly lacked any confidence coming into this series. But certainly you win the first 2 against your chief rival, your main competitor in the division. And it certainly gives them an extra boost to know that they can get the job done, especially after losing 10 straight to the Tigers to close out last year.
I think that's what it does. They had to set out and prove, hey, look it. That last year was last year. We got to get out and take care of business. We have them in our ballpark. Let's take care of business here. There's still a long way to go. There'll be 15 games against this team after today.
Cabrera drives it to deep right, and Chu is going to watch it hit off the top of the fence, and he's going to hold him to a long single.
Well, that's a break right there. That hit, there's about a 10-foot span, 10 to 12 feet, right down the line. And, I mean, that didn't miss by much of being a home run and landing in their bullpen.
Like it hit right off the top of the bullpen
wall.
wall.
Yeah, it goes up about 4 or 5 extra feet. And when you watch this thing carry right down the line, that's how strong this guy is. Watch where it hits. Oh, it didn't.
Yeah, it hit right off the fencing of the.
Oh, it sure did. I thought it caught up right around the STO sign.
Yeah, it was close. Headed right for that little corner. Didn't miss by much. 2 down for Prince Fielder now, and he takes a strike. Fielder 0 for 9 in the series. He's left 5 men on base in his at-bats. And now he's got his first hit in the series. Cabrera will stop at second base. Duncan throws behind him in a close play. Very close indeed. And Cabrera just got back in time before Asdrubal Cabrera slapped the tag on him. I'll tell you what, that was very close. See Shelley Duncan say, don't be dilly-dallying out there.
Well, you can see what the big boys are doing. They're taking them the other way. Cabrera down the right field line. Fielder taking it to left field. Oof. Yeah, awfully close.
Now Delman Young with 2 on 2 out. He drives one. Center field, Brantley on the move. Makes the catch. Ball nearly carried over his head, but Michael runs it down on the Tigers' strand 2 to start the game. Lineup for Maniacta is brought to you by Progressive Insurance, proud to be the official auto insurance provider of the Indians. Chu, Kipnis, and Cabrera at the top. Santana and how about Michael Brantley up to the 5-hole today with Travis Hafner sitting out. Then Jose Lopez, followed by Casey Kochman, Shelley Duncan, and Lou Marson.
Justin Verlander on the mound, his 10th start this year, coming off almost a no-hit bid against the Pirates. He gave up 1 hit, that coming with 1 out in the 9th inning. He left a little breaking ball up. He said if I would have bounced it, I know I would have had him. He had 12 punch-outs in that game, just 2 walks. And, anytime he is on top of his game, you've got your hands full as an offense. We'll see. Sometimes the Indians have made him work and throw a lot of pitches early. Other times, if he's pounding that zone, you've got to get after him. So no telling what's going to show up today. You've got your work cut out for you.
Verlander has the kind of talent and ability that if he only has 1 pitch working for him in a day, he could still beat you. When he's got all 3 going, then you really don't have much of a chance against him. You got to hope your guy throws a shutout. Because he's got that fastball that he can run up to 95, even 97, triple digits when he wants to really reach back and get it.
Well, the league's hitting just 168 off him. He only gives up about 5.5 hits per 9 innings.
There's a long fly ball deep right field. Bosch looking up, going to Souvenir City. Second deck job for Shin-Soo Choo. His 3rd home run of the year. stakes the Indians to an early 1-0 lead. Wow! No doubt about it. That's about as loud a home run as we've seen in this park this year.
Well, how about it coming off of a changeup from Justin Verlander? Look at that ball. He kept it middle in. It's a changeup. You could see the grip. And I mean, that thing is as far as you've ever seen hit here. So the Indians will jump up and take an early lead 1-0 on the third home run by Chu.
Jason Kipnis takes a strike. Tom Bochenek he's been anxiously waiting to hand us this card.
Well, we should let him say it. Come on
we
down
should.
here,
He's
Tommy.
been waiting so long to get that one out
there.
He
had this out for opening day. This is the first Cleveland home run in the first inning this year.
And last year, they hit their most home runs of any inning was in the first inning last year. Well, how many, Tommy? They had 23 first-inning homers a year ago. Shin-Soo Choo has been rolling ever since they inserted him into that leadoff spot. Jason Kipnis down on the count 0-2. Fouls it back. Kipnis with a terrific night at the plate in yesterday's ballgame, now 4 for 9 in the series. As you see Choo in the Indians' dugout. Broke the bat, and it's fouled up the first base side.
He's going to run a heater in on the hands of Kipnis, and you can see he's missing a really good portion of the bat right there.
.454 feet, they tell us, the distance on the Choo blast. Verlander's 1-2. Off-speed pitch, just missed. He thought he had strike three.
Yes, he did. He took that one extra step thinking he had his first out on the breaking ball. Called high. But I'll tell you what, that's a pretty good pitch.
That's hit to left. Dirks over, looking up into the sun, makes the catch. One away.
Let's take a look at the Tigers' defense, brought to you by Home Depot. In the outfield, it's Dirks, Berry, and Bosch. On the infield, it's Cabrera, Peralta. Worth gets a start at second this afternoon. Fielder at first, Avila behind the plate. More savings, more doing. That's the power of Home Depot.
Justin Verlander coming off a one-hitter in his last start against the Pittsburgh Pirates. And that's 4 times in his career now that he's had either a no-hit game or a one-hit game. And in the previous 3 follow-up outings, 3-0 with an ERA of 3. So there's never really been a hangover effect for him following a great performance.
Well, I did watch some of the highlights there, and he had the guy. It was a young guy. What was
it? Neil
Josh
Walker?
Harrison. Josh Harrison.
Broke it up.
And he had a breaking ball. He got him to swing at one early, and then he left one upstairs, and he just lined it right back up the middle.
As Drupal Cabrera retired for out number 2. All right, let's check in with Katie Witham to see what she's gleaned from the Indians' hitting approach against Verlander today.
Well, Matt, they're doing it so far following that game plan. The players told me Verlander's the type of pitcher you've got to attack early because he gets stronger and his fastball velocity gets going later in the game. They've got to keep it simple and do whatever it takes to get those runs in today, guys.
Thanks, Katie. 2 down for Carlos Santana. Fouls it back out of play. Now, the reason I mentioned those numbers about Verlander following a great performance, remember Philip Umber.
Right.
Through the no-hitter.
Perfect game.
A perfect game, and he's struggled ever since.
His 3 starts. Well, he did have one good start. It was his 4th start, but 3 starts after that really struggled. But, you know, that can, I'm sure a lot of pitchers, happens to a lot of pitchers. This guy is not a normal pitcher. He's a freak. I mean, he is the American League Cy Young, American League MVP. He comes out there, he is truly, I think, the best pitcher in the game, bar none. When you look out there, this is what you call a true ace. He's had 5 starts after Tiger losses this year. He's 4-0 in a 1.29 ERA. He goes out, gets the job done, slams the door. Now, you know, his boys and his teammates know that he goes out there every time and protects them. We'll see what that offense does for him today.
Santana fouls out to end the inning, but Shin-Soo Choo with a mammoth home run off Verlander to start the game, and the Indians lead it 1-0. Berry Chiller. Cherry and raspberry flavors blended with ice and 100% fruit juice. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. Start the second inning, and Justin Masterson's pitch fouled off by Brennan Bosch. 3 for 8 in the series. Bosch, left-handed bat with good power. You know, you talk to Justin Masterson or Scott Radinsky, and they always tell you, look, we're not pitching against Verlander. We're pitching against that Tigers lineup. And that is the truth. But you always have to feel in the back of your mind that you've got to really be sharp. Not that you ever go out in a game and say, well, I can afford to give up 4 or 5 today, and I'll be all right. But you know, when you're facing a guy like Verlander, he doesn't give up many, so you can't afford to go out and not have your A game.
No, that's true. Well, and you hope to get the lead early on them. They do that. You just try and keep your club. You go 1 inning at a time and just don't let them get after anything. I'll tell you, after 2 were out, the 2 big boys who have been held in check for the most part got base hits, and they had a chance. Young hit a ball right on the nose, and Brantley makes a nice catch. And if you're Justin Masterson, you just stayed right there for the moment. Just get your 3 outs every inning, and hopefully they can maybe get another 1 or 2.
1-2 pitch. Fouled off. And I think that is, whether it sounds cliche or not, that's the real key to pitching probably any game at any time. But you got to stay in the moment.
Yes, you do.
Okay, this pitch, I got to execute this pitch right here, right now.
Yep, I mean, it is true. Right now, the Tigers aren't swinging the bats like they can. They've left 22 stranded in this series. You know, the big boys aren't firing on all cylinders. Jim Leyland, they're a little down. That's why yesterday's game was so big, that puts more pressure on the Tigers to feel they've got to come out and do something. And they may get out of their game plan instead of sitting and relaxing, where the Indians can relax a little bit more and not feeling like they have to win this game. I think the Tigers feel, with Verlander on the mound, they feel they have to win this game now.
Bosch golfs it deep to right. Chew back on the track. Reapsuck can't make the catch. He got stuck up against the wall, and Bosch is into second base with a double.
I'll tell you one thing, they're swinging the bats early off Masterson. They've hit some balls right on the nose.
Well, and at 81 degrees, it's a warm day, so the ball is definitely jumping too.
Well, look at Bosch down. Oh, you don't want to throw him down and in. That's a typical left-hander, man. He smokes that pitch. He's lucky it stayed in the yard. That's his 7th double, and yeah, he might have got that cleat stuck in the wall there.
Appropriate, he got stuck up against the Horseshoe Casino sign, because I was about to say, to follow up your point about, whether the Tigers would be pressing, and who the Indians are playing with house money. You win the first 2 games, you've won the series. Yeah, you won a sweep, but had you lost last night, now you come in against Verlander, and now you might be pressing to try and get the win.
Right. The key is to go out there and just be yourself and relax.
Oh, 1 pitch. Tigers 3 hits in 19 at bats with a runner in scoring position in this series. Checked. He went around, though.
Yeah, I think he did.
Gary Darling doesn't need an appeal. He said, yeah, you went 1 and 2.
When he throws that pitch, I think he tried to throw that pitch to Bosch. You got to make sure you get it down. Even if you have to bounce it, make sure you get that slider down to the left-handers, because their left-handers love it down and in.
Now the 1-2 pitch, and Avila chopped it off his foot.
And that one wasn't really down and in, but it was, I guess, in enough where he fouled it right off his foot.
The 1-2. Broke his bat, rolls it to short. Cabrera had a shot at third, but he'll take the sure out.
I thought he had him unless he was right in line with Lopez. I thought he had a chance of getting Bosch at third base off the bat. Because normally when that ball is hit to your left, you can go. But that was hit hard enough where he was halfway. He might have been in his line of fire.
That's a good point.
So he just takes a sure out at first base. You don't want to make a mistake. At least you get the out. Now you give it up to Masterson and let him try and get a pop-up or a punch-out.
Peralta had a key strikeout last night in that bases-loaded, no-out situation, and he chased a ball that was probably in the other batter's box to strike out. And that has been a problem for Detroit as they have struggled here lately. Jim Leyland said after the game, quote, "We're better than this. We just have to go out and play like it and hit like it."
Well, yeah, this is they're built on the offense for the most part. They're supposed to go out and score you 5 runs a game with the offense they have, and they will start doing it. You just want them to get on out of town before they get hot.
Runner third, 1 out. Masterson behind Peralta, 2-1. And now count evens up, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Now he's got the chance for the punchy.
Back to the mound. Masterson looks, oh no, it hit off his foot, I guess.
Yep.
Well, I didn't even watch Peralta. I was reacting to Masterson, who jumped on the ball and then was looking right at third. Oh.
Yeah, right off the toe.
Hit the dirt first, looked like, and maybe caught his.
That's why it
right
jumped straight up. That's why it jumped up in the air, because that toe was elevated, and it did hit the dirt first, then hit his foot.
2-2. Hit to third. Lopez bobbled it. Still coming home with the throw. Good throw. Good tag. Got him. Terrific play by Lopez to not panic once he bobbled the ball.
Right.
And they retire Bosch.
And he didn't rush it. I mean, after he bobbled it, he still kept his composure. This is going to be our McDonald's. I'm loving it. Hit off his heel, but right into his throwing hand. He was very lucky there. Gives Marson a good feed. And you can see he blocks the plate off Brennan Bosch. And they get the out at home play. Nicely done.
So 2 down now, and Danny Worth to the plate. Danny Worth getting the start at second base. Ryan Rayburn is set to return from the bereavement list on Friday. And then the Tigers by then will have to really make a decision, I would imagine, on Austin Jackson, who's missing his 7th straight game here today. Masterson avoids the barrel of the bat, flips to first, and works around the leadoff double. Still 1-0 Cleveland. One 1-0 Indians, bottom of the second inning. It'll be Brantley, Lopez, Kochman for the Tribe against Justin Verlander. Fans of all ages at the ballpark here today on a gorgeous afternoon.
Yeah, when you start with the kids at about 10:30 in the morning with the weather day put on by WKYC, they get loud early and screaming. A little difficult after a night game, but they file in. We got a nice crowd on hand today.
Yeah, they'll probably continue filing in here over the next hour or so. You folks maybe trying to skate out of work a little bit earlier, put in a half day.
Hurry up. I mean, go ahead. It's beautiful. Come on down. Indians will be out for just a short 3-game series to Chicago and then right back for Memorial Day against the Kansas City Royals at 4 o'clock on Monday.
Yeah, I forget. This is a holiday weekend coming up. So maybe some folks are cutting the work week a little short, take advantage.
That's cutting it real short Thursday at noon.
Why not?
Well, that's right. If you can do it. In the world of cell phones and computers, now do it.
That's true.
Oh.
Up the middle, and it gets through. Almost clipped Verlander on the kneecap. And Michael Brantley with a base hit. He's 4 for 8 in the series.
Take it right back where it came from. You see, he gets a fastball away. Verlander's got to lean out of the way, up the middle, second hit for the Tribe.
Now Lopez jumps on the first pitch but sends a sky-high pop to left center. Dirks, the left fielder, has it 1 away. League leaders brought to you by your Cleveland-Akron area Lexus dealers. Justin Verlander leading the league coming into today. Derek Lowe right behind him. And so at the moment, Lowe now leads the lead because Verlander, after giving up that first inning home run, his ERA is puffed up just a tad.
We got a nice matchup in Chicago. We got Lowe and Peavy going at it. The second game of that series on Saturday.
Verlander gets Kochman to chase after it.
So that should be a good one, huh?
Indeed it should.
Stay in the Central Division where the Indians are off to a good start. 12-7, best record in the Central Division.
Of all the numbers that you can throw out about Justin Verlander,
yeah,
the strikeouts, the Cy Young, the MVP, I think this one's pretty impressive. That he's made 51 consecutive starts of 6 innings or more.
Yeah, it is impressive.
It's the longest streak since Steve Carlton went 69 in a row back in the late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah, that's something special. Well, this was the day that Shelley Duncan was able to shine against Verlander, where he had 2 big bombs. In September of last year, remember it well, and he felt like Verlander, was going to challenge him with that good fastball. We'll see what happens today. Because we'll see. He may show him that fastball in different spots, but he may attack him with the breaking ball. It's a game of adjustments. We'll see how the ace adjusts to Duncan, because Duncan's going to be sitting fastball. You know that. You almost have to sit fastball up this guy.
Upstairs for ball 1. Bloop towards center, but there is Barry to grab it, and the inning is over. 2 complete. It's the Indians 1 and the Tigers nothing. The game for Miller Time, brought to you by Miller Lite. 1-0 Indians. Third inning, top of the order for Detroit. Quentin Berry, Andy Dirks, Miguel Cabrera due up for the Tigers.
Right now, Justin Masterson, 9 of 10 first pitch strikes. Been very good at it today.
Justin has thrown 34 pitches and 27 strikes, so he has been
pounding it. Yes,
firing them in there.
Well, that's one of the things that have hurt Justin. It has been the walks. I mean, he did walk 3 in his last start, but 2 of those 3 came around to score, and those were the 2 runs that he gave up. You remember in Boston, he walked 1. It was a 2-out first inning walk to Big Papi. They came out, they scored 4 runs in the inning. So I think he realizes, man, I got to really minimize those walks and make them earn it. At least if they hit their way on, it's one thing.
That's in the gap. Barry, great speed, going for 2, and then it's juggled by Brantley, so he's in easily with a leadoff double. That's the second inning in a row they get a leadoff 2-bagger.
This one going to left center. I don't think Michael would have had a chance for him anyway, because this kid was going to be off and running to begin with. Anytime you see an outfielder going one way or the other and you have the speed that a Berry has, you don't stop. You just kick it into gear and force him to throw you out. So no throw, but I don't think he would have had him anyway.
Now Andy Dirks, who grounded to first his first time up, fouled back. Chop to first. Kochman looked to third, but he'll take the sure out at first base. 1 away. Check in one more time with Katie Witham.
Well, Matt, some of the best fireworks shows around happen right here at the ballpark. You've got your chance to see back-to-back nights on June 1st and June 2nd. Friday night, it will be Pop Diva Music Night. Saturday, Country Night. You can get your tickets now. Save on your seats. Indians.com/fireworks.
Thanks, Katie. 1 out, runner at third, Miguel Cabrera. Base hit his first time up. He smoked one off the top of the fence in right field, but he was held to a single by Chu, who played it very well. Hit to third. Lopez has it go by him. Cabrera behind him, backs him up, throws and got him. Sensational play by Asdrubal Cabrera, but the tying run will score. Cabrera picks up his 35th RBI, and he looks like he's hurt.
He looked like he was arguing with the umpires what he was doing. He thought he was safe. You see, and I'll tell you, that's a heck of a play by Asdrubal, because Lopez sort of short-armed it. He felt he beat it out.
I think you're
he
right.
wanted the single. He's not hurt. He was staying out there, and I think he was looking for some help to argue. Look at safe. Oh, he can't believe it. He gets the RBI. We have a tie game, but he's called out. Asdrubal made a beautiful play. The short arm by Lopez. Didn't think he was going to have time to do it, but he certainly did.
Prince Fielder singled his first time up, his first and only hit in the series.
Well, these guys have been controlled. Coming into the game today, they were 5 for 23, the 3-4-5 guys. Although Cabrera and Fielder got a hit in their first at-bat, they've been held with runners in scoring position. They're now 0 for 9, but they did get the RBI, the grounder home, but those leadoff doubles will do that.
Prince Fielder on the Tigers' struggles says, quote, "It's not happening. Obviously, if we knew what the problem was, we'd fix it." He draws a 4-pitch walk with 2 down in the inning. Injury report brought to you by Elk & Elk, serious lawyers for serious injuries. Well, the Cardinals have really been hit by the injury bug of late. 5 players in the last 9 days. That's Reminiscent of what happened to the Indians a year ago, where it seemed like every time you turn around, somebody else was going down.
And they still managed to hold on to first place, barely, over Cincinnati, who's starting to get hot in that National League Central Division.
Reds just a half game back of the Cardinals after having won 5 in a row. Meanwhile, the Cubs have dropped 9 straight, and they are dead last in the NL Central. That's the longest losing streak in baseball currently. Foul tip. When you think about a year ago where the Indians, the high water mark was 30-15. The Cubs lose today, they'll be 15-30. 2-2 pitch. Young almost chased after it. Payoff pitch, runner goes, strike 3 called, inning over. But the leadoff double by Berry and the ground out by Cabrera has tied the game at 1. Bottom of the third here at Progressive Field. The Indians will send Lou Marson, Shin-Soo Choo, and Jason Kipnis to the plate against Justin Verlander. Tribe got a leadoff homer from Shin-Soo Choo to start the game, and then the Tigers got a leadoff double in the third by Quentin Berry. Comes home on a ground out. And that's where we stand. Lou Marson 2-for-11 in his career against Justin Verlander. Lou 2-for-27 on the year. Making just his 10th start of the season. A little late on the breaking ball. Try to wait back. Couldn't do it. It's 1-2. Sometimes that's the life of a backup player. You don't get to play very often, and when you do, wouldn't you know it, it's a guy like Justin Verlander on the hill.
Well, I guess the only thing you can say is at least you're in the big leagues. I mean, what are you going to do? That's the buckler right there on the curveball. You know, when you don't see a lot of pitching, live pitching, in-game pitching, and you got to face this guy, it's okay. Lou, don't worry about it. Your job, just catch Masterson.
Shin-Soo Choo looks at a ball outside. He homered to right field, upper deck, his first time up, or the middle deck. And it was a blast, 454 feet on a changeup that he waited back on and crushed. Fastball down in the strike zone. 2-1.
Yeah, that changeup he hit from Verlander was 84, and he was throwing about 90 in that first inning. Well, now it's up to 94, and as the game goes on, you'll see him. You could possibly get up to about 97 or so.
He's getting loose.
You know, he starts getting loose, but look at that ball. Changeup was belled high, and he knew it was gone as soon as it left the bat, but that was a long way for Choo.
Big curveball hung, and a full count. Payoff pitch. Fastball. Hit foul and out of play. Last year, there were only 8 pitchers in baseball who made at least 34 starts. And they're both, 2 of those 8 guys are here in the park today. Justin Verlander, who was one of 4 of those 8 guys who was above 500. And Derek Lowe of the Indians, who was one of 4 below 500. Deep in the corner, Dirks makes a nice play for out number 2. Trivia question brought to you by AT&T. Two pitchers have won Rookie of the Year, MVP, and the Cy Young Award in their careers. We'll have the answer coming up later in the game. That's a brush back pitch. 1-1. Out of play by Kipnis. The 1-2. And Kipnis hits it on the ground to the second baseman, Worth. And the Tribe goes 1, 2, 3. 3 complete. And we are tied at 1. 1-1 fourth inning. For the Tigers, Brennan Bosch, Alex Avila, and Johnny Peralta. Bosch doubled his first time up. Fouls this one back. The 0-1. Slicing far near the line. Duncan makes the catch just in fair ground for out number one.
Well, the second jersey giveaway of the year is Monday, and the first 15,000 fans through the gates for the Memorial Day game against the Kansas City Royals. It's a 4:05 start. We'll take home the replica jersey of Justin Masterson. Log on to Indians.com or call 216-420-HITS.
The 1-0 caught the corner. Evens the count. Alex Avila grounded out his first time up. Justin Masterson, 38 of his 55 pitches for strikes so far today. That one misses, and it's 3-1. And it's a walk. That's the second issued by Justin here today. Take a look at our University Hospitals minor league update. Russ Kanzler has hit in 7 straight for the Clippers with a homer, 3 doubles, and a triple. One on, one out for Johnny Peralta. 0 for 8 in the series. In the air to center. Pretty well hit. Brantley back on the track. He makes the grab. And back to first goes Avila for out number 2. Ball is definitely carrying here this afternoon about as well as we've seen it. I mean, that ball wasn't right down the middle. It might have even been off the plate. And Johnny still gave it a ride to deep center. I want to send out special happy birthday wishes today to Betty Woodling, celebrating her 90th birthday. Betty is the widow of Gene Woodling.
Oh, okay. Betty, happy
Star
birthday.
For the Indians
Absolutely.
And the Yankees. I hope you're having a great day, Betty. Gene was a native of Akron, Ohio.
Yeah, it was
special career. Played
good guy. We used to run into him at the golf outings around, the area.
0-1 pitch, just missed inside. Danny Worth tapped one back to the mound his first time up. I was mentioning in his first at bat that Tigers will have to make a decision probably on Austin Jackson Friday when Ryan Rayburn returns from the bereavement list. Jackson is missing his 7th straight game. He's got an abdominal strain. They thought they were going to get him back for the series opener, but during batting practice he felt pain and discomfort, and they shut him down. The Indians are going through a similar situation with Jack Hanahan, though it's believed he could be ready to go when the Indians open their series in Chicago. Swing and a miss. Worth strikes out. And we'll go to the bottom of the 4th. Deadlocked 1-1. 12 o'clock day baseball brings out all the stars. Indians chairman Paul Dolan attending this afternoon affair here down in the STO suite. 1-1 ball game, bottom of the fourth inning. And for the Tribe, as Drupal Cabrera, Carlos Santana, and Michael Brantley do up. Cabrera bounced one back to the mound his first trip. Takes a fastball for a strike. Now that double he hit last night was a laser in the left field. That was a key hit late in the ball game. Inside corner, a strike. As Drubal's hit over 300 in the month of May with 8 doubles and 13 runs batted in 23 games.
Well, he and Michael Brantley with 14 doubles on the team lead the way.
Breaking ball missed down low, and it's 2-2. So he started him with 2 fastballs, missed with a couple of off-speed pitches. And he missed in with the heater.
There you go, man. Good at bat. Down 0-2, works it to 3-2.
And a fastball away gets him. Second strikeout for Verlander, 1 down here in the fourth. Connect with All Bets Are Off on Facebook and Twitter for a chance to win the May 29th Tribe game against the Royals with Bruce, Drennan, and Gene in the social suite. The top 10 social users will get a spot in the suite. And not only, see, you don't just get Bruce, you get Gino also. Pitch in there for a strike. Bruce has been busy lately. Played in our golf tournament on Monday. Tuesday he was in Avon with the Mid-American Conference Tournament. Here at the ballpark yesterday.
And he'll be here after the game today. He always hopes for, after
Extra
these
innings.
12 o'clock games, give me some length. He likes the extra innings or long games, so he doesn't have to go on quite at 3 o'clock.
Santana swinging a miss at the breaking ball.
But I have a feeling the way these two guys are going, he may be on about 2:30.
Although somebody has to score.
Oh, they will.
The 1-2. Up and in with the heater. And that one he got up to 97.
That's always a good purpose pitch there, because as that hitter, it leans you back and you're thinking, now what do I have to look for? That'll keep you honest, that pitch there.
Breaking ball took the mask off of Vila. Santana says, yeah, I know how that feels.
Yeah, does he ever? Right smack dab into the center of that mask, and it knocks it off.
Verlander, not sure what he wants to go with here on this 2-2 pitch to Santana. Fastball got him. Back-to-back strikeouts. He's starting to feel it a little bit here. He's got that fastball in the mid to upper 90s at times in this inning.
Well, you know, this guy, he can just throw that pitch for a while, and, you know, it's tough for any hitter to center on that pitch. If you just keep it out of the middle of the plate, I mean, now it's getting a little steam. It's getting a little giddy up and finish to it. In the mid part of this game, and this guy is one of the few that really gets stronger as the game goes on. Start getting that feel.
Now, you called him a freak, and part of that is because he just doesn't ever seem to have a hiccup or a bad patch.
Well, first of all,
doesn't get hurt.
You're not going to string many hits together to beat this guy. You know, as I said before, he only gives up about 5.3 per game, and few home runs. They hit the 4th home run off him today. He's just one of those guys. He doesn't walk a lot of people. He strikes out 5 to every 1. Walk. So he's just so tough to do anything with. You got to take advantage of every little base runner you get.
Well, they get a 2-out base runner here as Brantley bloops one in. Michael is 2 for 2 today with a couple of singles off Verlander.
There's a changeup. See that? You could see it, how he holds that in those middle 2 fingers. And he gets a little downward movement, but Michael gets enough. He is 2 for 2, right? He has 2 of the 3 hits.
Jose Lopez jumped on the first pitch he saw from Verlander. His first time up and flied to left.
Oh, good jump. Take it.
Throw down, not even close. Brantley
nice.
With the stolen base, and that's become a little bit of an issue for the Tigers. They are now minus 20. That's the 36th stolen base they've allowed, and they've only stole 16 as a team.
Well, they don't have team speed. They're not a team built on speed, and Brantley's starting to get a feel. He was 2 and 4. He just stole his 7th base, so he's stolen 5 in a row now.
Jose Lopez now with a runner in scoring position. Lays off. It's outside 2-0. He tried to hold up, but he went around. And it's 2-1. Fouled back. Jim Leyland asked about all the stolen bases, isn't too concerned about it because he says, and he's a former catcher back in the minor leagues himself, he said, as a catcher, you know when you should throw a guy out and you know when you botch it too. So he said sometimes the stolen base numbers aren't relatively concerning because you have to take each account into consideration. Was it the pitcher that let the guy get a great jump? Did you get a good throw? Was it a poor throw?
Well, if they set the starting blocks out at first base and start running at will, then you start worrying about it. You know what I mean? Off anybody and everybody.
And I think the reason it's an issue is because of the deficit. When they only have 16 as a team, they've given up 36. The closest to them is Boston's minus 13.
Well, and Boston doesn't run. They don't have their guys to run. Crawford's out. Ellsbury's out. Their team isn't built for speed with those guys out. This is a team that they want to slug you. They want to hit 3-run home runs, and they just want to beat you. It's old-style baseball.
Lopez with a line drive, base hit into right field. Coming around third, Brantley will try to score. Bosch will make no throw, and the Indians take the lead. Jose Lopez continues his torrid tear. He's hit in 10 straight games. And during his 10-game hitting streak, that's his 7th run batted in.
Well, that's taking advantage of your base runners. I don't think Verlander really wanted to throw him a fastball in this at-bat, but he ends up throwing him one, and it just happened to be down the middle. He was going breaking ball, and he got enough of it. It got on the trademark, so the stolen base pays off from Brantley. Lopez gets a key 2-out base hit. The Indians jump back on top 2-1. And for the Indians, as I gave you this stat yesterday, that's their 26th run coming with 2 outs and nobody on. Out of their 77 runs scored, I believe.
With 2 outs.
With 2 outs. Nobody on. That's amazing. 26 runs with 2 out and nobody on.
Well, and again, the stolen base. We were just talking about, but the stolen base.
That's what you have to do against Verlander. You got to manufacture a run. If you sit back and wait, you're in trouble. It'll be a long day.
Yeah, you can't play Earl Weaver ball against Verlander.
No, sir. You got to go out and take every advantage of every situation when you have a base runner.
Kochman a swing and a miss down on the count 1-2.
When you do things like that, I think it upsets Verlander, and he'll start reaching back now, and you'll start seeing some 98s.
Well, he struck out the first 2 hitters of the inning, Cabrera and Santana, right in the meat of the order. But then Brantley bloops one in.
Yeah, hits
steals
a change up.
Lopez drops one in. That's flared the other way. Coming on is Dirks. He's there to grab it, and the inning is over. But Brantley with a single, a steal, and Lopez with a hit in his 10th straight game, and the Tribe's on top 2-1. With 17 locations in Northeast Ohio. And by Levin's, home of the Sealy Posturepedic mattress made right here in Northeast Ohio. Well, the Indians with a 2-1 lead now. Mom's always come prepared. She's probably got 50 million things in that bag.
Prepare for everything.
Absolutely. Quentin Berry doubled the left center his first time up and scored the only run of this game for Detroit. Quentin Berry, who played at San Diego State under the tutelage of Tony Gwynn, was really ecstatic. He got, not only did he get the call up to play in the major leagues, but Tony Gwynn personally called him to wish him the best of luck. That's pretty special when you get a call from a guy with 3,000 career hits just to say good luck. Go get him, kid. (3-1), and he walked him. Boy, not a guy you want to walk.
No, that's not the man you want to walk, especially after you just take the lead.
You can win a $100 gas card courtesy of your Northeast Ohio Shell retailer and True North convenience stores. Just log on to stohd.com and enter for your chance to win. One new winner will be picked each week now until September 26th. Pitch up high, ball one to Andy Dirks, who is 0 for 2. Twice he has bounced the ball to the first baseman. You know, going back to talking about the stolen base thing and the problems the Tigers have had slowing down the opposition's running game. Jim Leyland said one thing you might start to do is pitch out a little bit more if you think, you know, the other team, as you said, has got the runners in the starting blocks.
That was almost a balk.
Sky-high pop. Kipnis having trouble finding it. Looking up into that sky. He makes the catch in fair ground.
That was a
All
ball.
the way.
That's what they're complaining. Look at Tom Brookins at first base. The first base coach saying he never even stopped or paused or hesitated. I mean to tell you, that was a balk, I thought. He did not stop. He quick pitched him, and he can't believe it. He's complaining to every umpire that'll listen.
He's ejected from the game.
It doesn't matter.
Paul Emmel has tossed first base coach Tom Brookins from the game, and now Jim Leland's going to have to come out and take up for him.
Watch him. That was a balk. He never even paused or hesitated. I mean, Dirk can't believe it. That ball's going to stay fair. He's going to start complaining. What's going on? I mean, the guy didn't even stop. He just came right to home plate.
And now Jim Leland's been ejected from the game. You can't argue a balk, so essentially that's what happens in that scenario.
Well, I'll tell you what. They have a legitimate beef.
Of course, they didn't call a balk, so I guess the same rule applies. You can't argue a balk, and you can't argue for a balk either.
Well,
because they've both been tossed.
Well, that's what Jimmy's got to go out there and protect his coach. And once his coach is thrown, this is the perfect time for him to get his team fired up now.
Gary Darling, the crew chief, is slowly walking down the first baseline.
Now go on out and talk to everybody. This is his perfect time to go let all the umpires know. So that's frustration setting in. But I will say this. I felt it was a balk as well because Masterson, trying to change his...
here comes Jim. He's going after Darling now.
Yeah, of course he is. He's not going to let it go. He's going to get his money's worth. He's got to fire up his ball club. He's going to give him his peace of mind and tell him what he felt on that non-call. You look down there and, well, we'll see what happens. But Masterson better be careful now.
Well, because now you've put everybody on heightened alert.
Yes, you have. I mean, you've got Amber Alert going on out there now. Watch him. Watch. He doesn't stop. Watch. He comes up, and right around when he gets to the letters, he throws it. Go. There was no stop. You must pause for the base runner, and it's got to be almost a beat before you can go to the plate. He didn't do that. So, and it wasn't called. So the Indians catch a break. Jimmy, that'll be his afternoon. He had lunch in 4 innings today here at the ballpark instead of lunch in 3. He got 1 extra inning before he got run.
4 1/3 even.
Yeah.
So that's 3 Tigers who've been ejected in the last 2 days. And all 3 have been coaches. They've had their hitting coach, first base coach, and manager now all ejected in the last 2 games. Rafael Belliard, almost wanted to say Ronnie. Rafael Belliard takes over at first base for Tom Brookins. And I believe Lloyd McClendon might be taking over the managerial duties. He's got a lot of experience.
He's the one in he's the one in there, but the other manager's at third base. Big Gene Lamont.
Yeah. It'll be a team effort from here on out. Cabrera lines it foul down the third base side. Cabrera singled in the first, grounded out in the third on a terrific play made by Asdrubal Cabrera. Now the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. He struck him out.
That's a good
3
job.
Ks for Masterson.
Good job by Masterson. And you notice that he is pausing a little bit longer when it comes into the setup. Nice slider. That one, you know what? It didn't swoop. He stayed on top of that ball. It goes straight down. Unlike cutting down underneath it where it breaks about 3 feet, that one just went straight down. That was a good slider.
Tapper off the plate. Masterson with the flip. The inning's over. So Justin continues to hum along. Halfway home, 2-1 Cleveland. Derek Lowe, they're all talking about it now. And you can see what Derek's saying. Hey, if they don't call it, it's not a balk.
Well, he's right. It's not a balk if they don't call it, but you must, as a starting pitcher, and if you're sitting over there, you're deceiving the base runner, is what you're doing. That's the definition of a balk. And there was no stop into that, but he got away with it. So you're right, it's not a balk.
For the Indians, Shelley Duncan, Lou Marson, and Shin-Soo Choo coming up against Justin Verlander. Sometimes I'm amazed at how umpires will call a balk on just the absolute slightest misstep by a pitcher when he's on the rubber in those situations. And yet, sometimes they miss them, too. Because,
you've got 4 umpires.
That's what I mean. They're eagle-eyes. They're watching every move.
Yes, they are, and that's their job. They should. If at first base, maybe at first base he didn't see his hands not stop. But at home plate, you see him. At third base, you could see it. Maybe not at second, depending on where you're sitting, because the guy's at first base, you may be on the other side of the infield. But, you've got all angles covered as an umpire. So if the first base umpire doesn't call it, there's certainly other guys out there that can.
Popped him straight up. Second baseman Danny Worth makes the grab, 1 away. Our game recap brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. Shin-Soo Choo with a monster leadoff homer, 454 feet to start the game. Tigers got a leadoff double and then brought him home on a ground out to tie the game, and the Indians go back on top. The 2-out RBI single by Jose Lopez. Find out about 30 Toyota offers available now at buyatoyota.com. Lou Marson called out on strikes. Pitch down and in. Verlander with a 1-1. And he pops him up. Long run for Bosch. He makes the catch. No, he can't hold on in foul ground. He went to the basket-style catch and could not bring it in.
Well, he had a long way to run. That ball was just dying. And he's coming all the way, and that field tilts down. He's running downhill. You see, at second base, Worth gave up. I think Worth might have had the best angle at it, to be honest with you. That thing
close to being a fair ball.
Let's take a look.
He gets leather on it. Oh, wow. Look where it landed.
I couldn't tell.
Less than 6 inches. It might have been just a couple of inches.
Well, you see the other two guys getting after the ball. They didn't even see it. If they did, they thought it might have hit chalk, so they got on it in a hurry.
Marson down on the count, 1-2. One last look on the zoom. See, watch where it lands. Oh, man.
I'll tell you, that might even kicked up chalk. I think it did. I think that the last part of the baseball did get about an inch of the chalk. I really do. And that's not saying if it didn't go off Bosch's glove.
You're saying a makeup call?
No.
A non-makeup call?
No,
a makeup non-call?
I am not saying that at all.
75 pitches for Verlander. This will be...
when you have these cameras that can zoom in and look at everything so close, it is unbelievable. If anything, that had to be an inch foul. If anything.
The 3-2 fouled away. Verlander, the wide of the payoff pitch. Fastball, and Lou fights it off. The Tigers' right-hander has thrown 50 of his 77 pitches for strikes here today. Shin-Soo Choo on deck. And the payoff pitch.
All right, Lou's battling him this at bat. He was overmatched that first one. He's fouled off about 4 or 5 pitches here in this at bat.
This will be his 9th pitch of the at bat. So for a guy who's starting for just the 10th time this year and has only had 28 ABs coming into this at bat, very good job. And a line drive base hit in the right field. Well, good for Lou Marson. He just kept fighting him off. Got one to his liking. Put a good short swing on it.
That's a good at-bat. That's his first hit off a right-hander this year. That's his first hit in this ballpark this year. So I'll tell you what, he had to earn it, and he got it off the best there is. So good for Lou Marson. 9-pitch at bat.
And Shin-Soo Choo coming to the plate now. 1 for 2 with a homer back in the first. Verlander deals, and Choo taps it foul.
You know, it's a good thing they scored that second time through, because if you look at the numbers, and there he goes.
Runner goes, throw down to second base. Not in time. Did he hang on to the base?
No, he's still there. His toes on it. And the umpire, Scott Berry, looked awfully close to make sure that he never lost that footing. Hey, good job.
Second steal for Lou.
He had a good jump. And, I mean, watch, his hand comes off the base, but watch his foot. His toe, able to stay on it. There's the hand. He's safe. There's the toe. He's in there as the hand comes off. But Peralta kept the tag applied.
Showing some good flexibility there.
Can't call him Lou Brock because he's already got a first name of Lou. Lou Henderson. Going in head first. Well, see if they can take advantage of the stolen base again.
How about let's keep it closer to home? How about Lou Lofton? The 2-1 is up high, 3 balls and a strike. Now, this is how they manufactured a run in the 4th inning with the stolen base. Now Choo in a great count, 3-1 with Jason Kipnis on deck.
The Indians in this series, they've stolen 5 bases out of 6 attempts, and they scored 3 runs out of those stolen bases. Add 1 more would be mighty fine for them this afternoon.
And it's ball 4 to Choo. 2 on, 1 out. Jason Kipnis coming to the plate before he digs in. Let's check in. Here's Katie with him.
Well, guys, they are working on some minor adjustments with Kipnis at the plate. They've noticed lately that the barrel of his bat is dragging behind, making his swing a little longer. So what he's been working on the past couple games is shortening up his stick and staying inside the ball.
Well, I mean, the results are right there to see. 4 hits in the series. Last night, a good night swinging the bat. 0 for 2 today, but now he's got 2 on with 1 out. He doesn't like the call, and Verlander gets ahead with a first pitch strike.
Well, like I was saying before, Lou jumped out and stole that base. When you look at the numbers for Verlander throughout the year, the 3rd time through, opposition hitting just 0-6. They're 4 for 67 off him.
3rd time through the lineup?
3rd time through the lineup. So they scored that 2nd time through, and you're thinking, okay, good, you got the lead. I mean, just from history this year, you don't look for much that 3rd time through. That's what we were talking about. He gets better as the game goes on and makes the adjustments. Not many pitchers are like that. When you talk about the third time through the lineup that are just that lights out.
2-strike pitch, and Kipnis fights it off. He tried to blow a fastball by him 99 miles an hour.
See,
this
now
is what we talked about.
He's starting to get loose. He feels it. Now he knows he can't give anything up, so he saves that little extra when he needs it, and he feels he needs it right now.
Off-speed pitch, Taylor-made double play ball. 6-4-3 and ends the inning. 5 complete. It remains Cleveland 2, Detroit 1.
Stream Fan Zone to an upcoming home game. It's the place to be for a chance to win Subway gift cards, Indians fun money, and get great discounts on your next Subway purchase. Subway, where winners eat.
Two-one Indians, 6th inning here at Progressive Field. Justin Masterson has made 74 pitches through 5 innings, and 48 of those have been strikes. They'll face Delman Young, Brennan Bosch, and Alex Avila. At the knees, a called strike. Popped him up. Kochman looking up into the sun with the glove to shade his eyes, makes the catch. He might have caught a little bit of break too because the clouds, just at the moment that ball went up in the air, passed in front of the sun. Not a lot of clouds today, but a few of those big puffy marshmallows floating by.
Well, that's the time. You never know. There could be a time when when the hitter, right before he hits the ball, there's nothing out, and then all of a sudden that cloud goes away. So you got to learn how to use your glove at times to block that sun and shade it.
Brennan Bosch 1 for 2 with a double today. Count 0-2. White Sox will host the Twins later tonight in Chicago, and the Indians will be in the Windy City probably before that game even starts. And a weekend series between the Tribe and the White Sox will begin tomorrow night. Then the Tribe comes right back home again. Left-hander Phil Koch up in the Tigers bullpen. Verlander right around 90 pitches. I don't think they'd be ready to take him out of the game yet unless there's something wrong with him that we don't know about. Yeah, he's at 88 pitches.
He's just getting loose. He's usually good for $120, man.
Well, when he's throwing 98, 99
Yeah.
miles an hour.
That must be a starter getting his side work in.
Well, he said it was Phil Koch.
Oh, it was, huh? Well, he might be getting ready for the 9th. Well, what we've seen in the past with Verlander, there's no way you expect him out of the ball game.
Inside, and Bosch works it for a walk. Had him down on the count, let him off the hook. 1 on, 1 out for Alex Avila. Avila has grounded out and walked today. And a base hit into right field, and Chu is playing very deep, but Bosch stops at second. So 2 on with 1 out. Tigers have already left 6 men on base in this game.
Well, this is their 9th hit when they have a runner on base. They're 9 for 48 in the series. They're 3 for 24 with runners in scoring position. So, they haven't gotten the big hit yet to spark them.
And Johnny Peralta 0 for 9 in the series is at the plate. Detroit has left at least 1 on base in every inning so far today. And back in that second inning, they had a runner at third with 1 out, and Peralta hit a little grounder to third. Bosch was cut down at the plate. Back out of play, it's 0-2. Eight ground ball outs for Masterson. No double play balls yet. Say it's about time. Fouled back. Now the 0-2. Chopped to short. Cabrera to Kipnis. On to first. Double play.
You're right.
They get their first double play of the day, and it ends another Tiger threat. Detroit strands yet another runner on base. 2-1, Indians on top. Indians fans having a good time at the yard today. It's feeling a lot like summertime. 81 degrees at game time. Justin Verlander has made 88 pitches. And that activity in the Tigers bullpen, I think Phil Koch maybe sometimes relievers will get up in the middle of the game, just toss the ball around a few times to start to get a little bit loose. So that wasn't the case where he was warming up to get ready to come into the game.
That with Verlander on the mound in the fifth.
Again, unless there was something wrong with Verlander that wasn't apparent. But he's right back out here, and he'll face Cabrera, Santana, and Brantley in the home half of the sixth. And a foul right back. As Dribble 0 for 2. He is grounded out, struck out. '90th pitch of the day for the Tigers right-hander. And a breaking ball in there for a strike. As Dribble able to lay off. And it's 1-2. Way outside with that pitch. Threw it by him. 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Fourth strikeout for Verlander. One down here in the inning. All right, two pitchers, Rookie of the Year, MVP, and Cy Young.
About Newcomb and Verlander, right? Yeah, those pitchers, they had that kind of year. For pitchers to get the MVP, that's an incredible year.
Well, the other thing, too, you have to remember about Don Newcomb, when he won it, there was only one Cy Young. There wasn't two for one for each league.
Right.
Carlos Santana 0 for 2 today. Looks at the ball down low. Just read a story recently about Dean Chance from Worcester, Ohio.
Right.
Actually still lives in the house that his parents built down in Wayne County. And he was a guy who won the Cy Young back when there was only one given out. Won it with the Angels. As promised earlier, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Michael Brantley with a 2-out base hit. Nobody on base in the fourth inning. 2-out single, then he steals second. And then Jose Lopez extends his hitting streak to 10 games with the 2-out RBI hit, and the Indians have a 2-1 lead. Michael is 2 for 2 with 2 singles. This one's in the air. Shallow center. Long run for Barry. And he gets there to make the catch. That guy has terrific wheels. Indians go 1-2-3 on 9 pitches. We'll go to the 7th, 2-1 Cleveland.
Sunday, June 3rd. You want to make sure you're here. We're having the second bobblehead giveaway presented by Medical Mutual. The first 15,000 fans through the gates will take home a Carlos Viagra bobblehead. And also, it's KeyBank Kids Fun Day. We've got the new Kids Clubhouse open up there. You can bring your whole family. Check out those KeyBank Grand Slam 4-pack for tickets, food for Indians, hats, and parking. Guys.
All right, we go to the 7th inning. And Danny Worth leading off for Detroit, the number 9 hitter. 0 for 2 on the day. Joe Smith and Tony Sipp are up warming in the Indians bullpen here in the 7th inning. 90th pitch of the day for Masterson right here. And it's 3-0. Now Danny Worth was heading towards first, and Gary Darling hearing some chirping from the Tigers dugout. And that just did miss, ball 4. So a leadoff walk. 5th walk issued by Masterson. He's had 1 in each of the last 5 innings.
I'm thinking this has got to be a bunt situation here with this guy, unless maybe they want to start the runner Worth and play a little hit and run action.
He does bunt. Masterson.
And a beauty.
With the flip, they don't get him. Ball got hung up. I'm not sure if Kochman ever got a glove on it.
Well, the Masterson's underhanded flip, it would look like it might have been right into the runner. You know, he didn't give him any room. He was down. It was a good bunt down the line, and I think as he's running down the line, that ball was right there with him. I want to see. See, Manny's coming out to argue if he was on the other side of the foul line. If he doesn't, that ball hits him, he's out. But he was inside the line. And I just think it distracts him. It was a good bunt. Now watch Masterson give him the underhanded flip. All right, he's on the inside part of that line. If that ball hits him, it hit him, he should have been out.
I don't know if it hit him or not. It looked like it went right through him.
I couldn't tell. Let's see if that ball hits him.
Oh, it
hit
did.
him.
It did hit him.
He's got to be out. And Manny's got a legitimate beat because he was on the other side.
Sure was.
He was on the infield side of that line. And anytime you're out of that 45-foot box going to first base, you're out if the ball makes contact. They didn't get the call. That would be the home plate umpire's call.
I don't think they're calling much today. Tigers had a beef and an argument about a non-balk call that they felt should have been called against Masterson, and now that did look like Berry was on the inside of the line, and the ball did hit him.
Well, from where we were sitting, he was, and that's an awfully close call. I've seen it called many times before.
Well, and a lot of times we've heard where, you know, what happens is a guy will alter his throw because that guy's inside that line.
To drill him or something.
And that's always what they tell you is hit the runner then, because if it hits him, they'll call the interference.
But if you hit the guy and they don't call it, now you're in hot water.
Dirk's 0 for 3. He squares. And he bunts it foul again.
The two poor bunt attempts. And you can see why. These guys, they don't play, you know, fundamental baseball like that. They're not a team built like that. These guys are sluggers. They go up there to try and hit, and those were two poor bunt attempts. Look where the barrel of the bat was. He's praying to get that ball down, not knowing he's going to do it. The bat had way behind home plate. There's no way he's going to bunt that ball fair. Now he's going to have to swing.
Strike 3 called.
Break for the Indians.
One down here in the 7th. 4th strikeout for Justin. On a good pitch right on the outside corner. Now it looks like Manny Acton's going to make a move right here. with the right-handed hitting Miguel Cabrera coming up. So 2 on, 1 out. And Masterson's day appears to be over. Although Manny, has he made the call? I don't think he's made the move yet, but Smith's coming in. So here comes Joe.
No, there goes Joe.
I was going to say, he was coming in. Have we made a move? Has there been a call?
Not to our knowledge, because the home plate umpire is looking out, and he's saying your pitcher just started running on the field.
Man, he's going to stay with Justin. How about that? Joe was he was a good 5-10 yards out of the pen heading in.
Well, I don't know what made Manny go out there and talk to Justin Masterson about this guy he's going to face here.
Watch Manny act here.
He's saying, what? No, I didn't call the bullpen. His pitcher was coming in. But it was funny. He retreated as fast as he came through the gate.
Oopsie.
You know, you just expect when the manager goes out, he's going to make the call. At this situation, you're geared to come in and face Cabrera.
Miguel Cabrera lifts the fly ball to center. Michael Brantley has a routine play here. 2 down. Worth tags and goes to third. And now Prince Fielder coming to the plate.
Now do you go get him?
Well, you had Sip up there in the bullpen, presumably for this kind of a situation, but Manny might feel like, Justin has pitched a heck of a game. He's pitched in and out of trouble all day long, so he's going to give him a chance to get the big guy right here. 98 pitches on the day. Tribe clinging to a 2-1 lead in the 7th. And Fielder 1 for 2 today, 1 for 11 in the series. Ball 1 down low.
Well, he's sticking with his big boy, giving Masterson a little confidence here, saying, let's go. It's your ball game. Go get him. And this could be a big shot in the arm for Justin. He got the Cabrera for the second out, but this is the big out right here to maintain that 1-run lead.
Right back to Masterson.
He did it.
The foot to first. The inning is over. The Tigers strand 2 more. And Justin has done a terrific job today. Time now for get a look in from the Panini's camera on this spectacular afternoon. Stop by Panini's and get overstuffed. Jose Lopez, Casey Kochman, Shelley Duncan due up for the Tribe. Manny Acton, Justin Masterson enjoying a laugh there because Manny went out to talk to Masterson, and Joe Smith was already trotting in from the bullpen.
I give Manny credit, man. He stuck with him.
Lopez lifts one high down the left field line, but that will find the seats.
He went out. That's knowing your players right there, giving him the opportunity to get himself out of trouble, and it was the two biggest bats in the Tiger lineup. And Masterson, I'll tell you, if he doesn't make that play on Prince Fielder, that's a base hit, and we have a tie ball game because it was going right up the middle, and the inning will continue.
Lopez bounces it to third. Miguel Cabrera throws him out. Our highlight reel brought to you by your Northeast Ohio Ford dealers.
Not executing, not moving the runners. You got a pitcher running on the field, running off the field. You get the second out, and then the big third out.
You see Fielder's reaction?
Yeah.
Because you're right. The way Kipnis was pulled around, he knew that's a hit if it gets by him.
That's a base knock. That's a bad feeling when you're a hitter. You think, all right, I've tied the game up. It's like flashes in front of you.
Fair ball down the line. Kochman will dig for two. And he will go in standing with a one-out double. Now Casey Kochman has 4 hits in the series.
Well, keeps this one inside the bag. It looked like a fastball. It was. It looked like it. He had that fastball grip on it. That was the 100th pitch by Verlander, and Kochman got it down the line, and he's going to cruise into second base for Casey, his 7th double. Again, man in scoring position. Can they take advantage? They have left 3 stranded today, where the Tigers have left 9.
Duncan takes a strike. Two, 1, Indians lead it. 1 out, runner at second. Yeah, strike called, 0-2. Way outside. Justin Verlander's high pitch count of the year was 131 in just his 3rd start of the season. That was the game, you remember, Leland went out to talk to him and he said, you know, you're going to get me fired. Fouled into the mask of Avila. Duncan stays alive.
Well, Shelley had a pretty good breaking ball to hit that he left upstairs and just fouled it off.
Two-one Tribe. We're in the 7th inning. They've got Kochman at second with 1 out and a 1-2 count on Shelley Duncan here. The pitch. Ground ball towards short. Peralta backhands it. And throws out Duncan, 2 down. Every home run hit this year by the Indians means Rick and I are donating $5 each. Great Clips $50. And thanks to the Chew Homer, we're at $21.60 on the year. Great needs, great deeds. Great Clips. Lou Marson, base hit his last time up. It was a terrific at bat. And now he grounds one. Diving stop by Cabrera. Throws. Got him. Well, give credit where credit is due. That was a sensational play by Miguel Cabrera. And it ends the 7th inning. 2-1 Cleveland.
Cleveland Indians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians.
All right, we go to the 8th inning. It's a 2-1 Indians lead. And right-hander Vinny Pistano coming on for the 22nd time this year. 2 wins, no losses, ERA 2.41. How about that? He struck out 26 and walked 6 in 18 2/3 innings.
Well, you couldn't draw the script any better if you're the Cleveland Indians or Manny Acta to come up here and say, you match Justin Verlander, you got a 1-run lead in the 8th inning, you turn it over to your bullpen. That's all you can ask for. He's got that. Now it's a matter of getting the last 6 outs without allowing a run. And the bullpen in this series, 5 2/3 innings, and they've been outstanding. They haven't allowed a run. 7 strikeouts, 3 walks.
Out of play. Well, last night, Vinny Pistano was in a tough spot. Bases loaded, nobody out. You got the strikeout of Johnny Peralta. Then Santiago hit the bouncer to first. They forced the runner at the plate. So bases still loaded, 2 down. And then he was facing a pinch hitter, Alex Avila. And with 2 strikes, Carlos Santana called for the slider down and in. Vinny thought about it and said, you know, if I'm going down,
3-2.
I'm going down with my boots on. So he went with the fastball.
Absolutely.
He said, I threw it as hard as I could.
And it was paint down there. He had to. It was a full count.
The 2-2. Back out of play.
Well, like you said, when you get beat, you got to get beat with your best pitch.
Yeah. That's hit pretty well left field. Cunningham is there. He'll make the catch, 1 away. Our great clip of the game from last night. Pistano in that situation got Peralta to chase one in the other batter's box. Then the key bouncer to first. Kochman a strike to home to get the force. And then paint. Great clips. It's going to be great. And you gave the stats yesterday. I don't know if it was right at that particular time or it might have been earlier in the game. The Indians and the Tigers both have struggled in bases-loaded situations this year.
174 for the Indians, I think it was. It was 138, I think, for the Tigers. Yeah. Both teams have really struggled this year in that situation. But then again, when you looked at it, didn't you say the league average with runners in scoring position, not bases loaded, but runners in scoring position is 240
something.
It was 249 and 251, I think, for both leagues.
Yeah.
American League was 251 and the National was 249. And you would expect it to be just a little bit better, I thought.
Strike at the knees. 2-1. Now, I will say this about runners in scoring position. You almost wonder if, and there may be a stat that calculates it that doesn't show up in our regular stat pack, but sometimes you might have a runner at second and you get a little squib or infield base hit, but it doesn't score the run. You wonder what the real number that you're looking for is hits that score runs with runners in scoring position, hits that produce runs in those types of scenarios. 3-1. Popped him up. Got it in just enough, and Bosch skies it in the air. Chu makes the grab with the sunglasses on. You can see some guys out there having a tough time picking it up in that sky.
It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's bright. Well, it started out the high noon showdown as Murph pegged it, and look at here you come. Someone's going to see it, though, and it's up there long enough. Someone's got to get under it and catch it.
That's a duel that lived up to the billing between Masterson and Verlander. They both brought the 6 shooters here today and threw a lot of strikes. But the first inning blast by Chu gave the Indians the lead they've never trailed. The 0-1 to Avila. Bounces it to second. Kipnis gobbles it up. Throws him out a 1-2-3-8 for Vinny Pistano. He goes off to a standing ovation from better than 20,000 today in Cleveland. Remains 2-1 Indians going to the bottom of the 8th inning. Top of the order for the Tribe to go one more time against Justin Verlander. This will be the 4th time through the lineup. All right, you've got all those stats. How about the 4th time through the lineup? How many times has he faced the lineup 4 times?
Well, you're right. I'm going to have to wait for time and do the research on that.
You know what? If he does, the numbers can't be good because if he's still in the game, that means he's pitching well. And usually it's
in his last start, then they never got through more than 3 times because he had the no-hitter going.
Yeah.
He only gave up 1 hitter, so he faced the leadoff man for the 4th time. That was it.
Shin-Soo Choo swing and a miss. 1 for 2. His homer staked the Tribe to a 1-0 lead in the first. Tigers tied it in the third. Indians went back ahead in the bottom of the fourth. This is what makes this guy something else. I mean, he's over 100 pitches. He's throwing 97 and throwing darts.
Well, we've seen him do it for years. Matter of fact, his very first start in the big leagues came right here in Progressive Field.
Well, remember the no-hitter he threw, and again, sometimes radar guns can be a little trumped up, but he was throwing 100 miles an hour in the 9th inning in that no-hitter against, was it Milwaukee? Yeah. 1-2. Choo chased it a little bit high, but when it's coming in at almost 100 miles an hour, tough to lay off. 5th strikeout for Verlander. The box score brought to you by your Northern Ohio Hyundai dealers, who invite you to see the 2012 Sonata. Visit NorthernOhioHyundaiDealers.com today. Now, Choo's homer was big, and obviously Michael Brantley starting the 2-out, nobody on base rally with a base hit, stole a bag, and came around on Jose Lopez RBI single, extending his hitting streak to 10 games today. Kipnis 0 for 3. Big swing and a miss.
He's not messing around. That's a Hondo right there.
Triple digits, folks.
98, and now he reaches back for 100. He's not messing around. He knows he's got to keep it.
When you watch him, it doesn't look like he's throwing any harder or any extra effort.
He's got that little extra in the tank, boy. He always does, always has.
101.
I'll tell you what.
That's a highway to nowhere.
This is very impressive. It really is. I mean, look at this one. It just rears back. Here you go. If you can hit it, hit it. And now look at it from behind as a hitter.
I want to see this one at full speed. Do we have that at full speed,
no,
guys?
You won't see it. You can't. You're going to have to highlight the ball like the puck.
You'll hear it, though.
Yeah, that's about right.
Cabrera 0 for 3. He has struck out twice. This is what I want to see right here.
You won't see it. Yeah, could you imagine? I got to take that pitch because it might be a little high.
Verlander started but then stopped, and now Cabrera wants to step out. And he goes with the curveball. See, that's where you can see Cabrera.
101 to 82, 20 miles an hour.
Cabrera saying to Gary Darling, look, I don't know if that was a ball or a strike, but it's not fair. And the 0-2 missed inside. You can hear the ooh from the crowd when they see 102.
Well, they're staring at the gun now.
Yeah.
And he's putting on a show. And you can hear a grunt from up here. He's not leaving anything out on that field. It is all out. Look at that. Unbelievable.
Cabrera doesn't like the call.
Impressive.
He fires the bat helmet away in disgust, but Verlander strikes out the side. Watch now as Chris Perez will try to nail down his 16th save of the year and finish off an Indians sweep of the Tigers. 2-1 Cleveland. He'll face Johnny Peralta, then pinch hitter Ramon Santiago, and then the top of the order in Quentin Berry. Peralta 0 for 3 today, 0 for 10 in the series. And a fastball strike. Bounce to third. Jose Lopez throws him out, 1 down. Stick around after the ballgame for the Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care postgame show. We'll go back and look at the highlights. Talk with one of the heroes of the game on Stars today, and we'll look forward to the 3-game weekend series between the Indians and the second place Chicago White Sox. Santiago pinch hitting. Shows bunt, takes a strike. Santiago this year is 0 for 5 as a pinch hitter. And a season batting average of $191. Swung on and missed. It's 0-2. $23,622 on this Wednesday afternoon. Looking for a sweep. The 2-strike pitch. Bounced foul. A little bit outside. And a count 1-2. Quentin Berry waiting on deck with 1 out here in the 9th. In the hole and a base hit to left field. So Santiago keeps the Tigers' hopes alive as the tying run is aboard with 1 out in the 9th.
Now this guy does a nice job of just staying on it. That ball elevated a little bit, made it easier for Santiago to take it the other way. Hits it in the hole. So that is a tying run on base. Back up to the top of the lineup with 1 out.
Quentin Berry 1 for 3. He doubled and scored back in the 3rd. And a foul right back. The 1-strike pitch, a little bit high with the off speed. One pitch, right back. Look at that, 8 out of 10 strikes for Chris Perez. He and Vinny Pastano have certainly had their share of the workload in this 3-game series. Trying to finish it off, though. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. 2 down. Good slider.
Yes, it was. He's got good stuff today. He's coming back. Good fastball. His slider's got great break to it. Good tilt.
Andy Dirks, 0 for 4 on the afternoon. Called out on strikes his last time up. Outfield, straight away and deep. And ball one down low. Fires to first in a close play. Santiago back with a dive. The 1-0. That breaking ball nowhere near the strike zone. So a 2-0 count. You've got Miguel Cabrera on deck, so you know Perez is going to go at Dirks. There's a strike with a fastball, and it's 2-1. Just missed outside. 3-1 to count. The pitch. Popped him up. Back goes Kipnis. He's got it. Makes the catch. And the Indians sweep the Tigers. After losing 10 straight to Detroit a year ago, the Indians are showing this is a different year.
There's Perez's third consecutive save, and how big is that? Yes! Loves it, and boy, oh boy, I'll tell you what, the Indians were very impressive in this series. All the way around, the fundamental baseball, they did what it took. They get the sweep.
The Indians have won 8 out of 10. A season high, 8 games over 500 at 26-18. Tigers slumped to 20-24. They've lost 9 out of 13. And it's time for our key play of the game, brought to you by KeyBank.
Well, let's go back to the 7th inning where Masterson, here comes Manny Acta. Joe Smith thought he was coming into the game. He ends up running back into the bullpen. They didn't call for him. Whoa, big fella. He goes back. And Manny Acta gives Justin Masterson a vote of confidence and says, let's go. I'm going to let you face Cabrera. He gets the out. First pitch, fly out to center field. Lets him stay in there for Fielder. He makes the play. And if he doesn't make it, it's a tie ball game. So the big man went out there and earned his stripes today and got a really 2 tough outs.
Our play of the game brought to you by KeyBank, the home of relationship rewards. Earn reward points and redeem for gifts. Let's go down to the field. Katie Witham is with the Tribe's closer, Chris Perez.
Thanks, Matt. Well, Chris, you've been getting your work in on this series. 16 saves. You're now tied for the lead in the American League right now. This one was big for you, wasn't it?
It was bigger for the team. This win was huge for us. Masterson threw the crap out of the ball today. Back to his old self. For me, I just do my job. It doesn't matter. I'm happy we're winning. This is a big series for us. Hopefully we can take this into Chicago.
Justin Masterson comes up with his first win here at home, first career win against the Tigers. What can you say about his performance today?
He was just dominating. The sinker was sinking. Even when he was behind, he was able to mix in a slider at some point. He kept that was a big inning right there when Manny came out and talked to him. He kept him in there. Got Cabrera and Prince right there. That was big. And, we know Masterson's going to be all right. He stumbled out of the gates a little bit, but he's a hard worker, and he's got great stuff, and he's going to be all right.
These games sure have not felt like late-May games. They feel way more important than that. What does this win mean for this team right now, the fact that you were here at home and you did it?
It's huge. The last 3 days, the fans have come out and supported us and been loud, and it's nice to reward them with wins, especially against our rival Detroit. But as for the team, it's still early. We got a lot of games left. Last year we swept them at the same time last year. We had the walk-off grand slam, all that stuff, and we know how it finished. So we got a lot of work left to do, but I think we can do it.
CP, great job today. Thanks.
Thank you.
Matt, Rick, we'll send it back up to you guys.
All right, Katie, everybody smiling today in Cleveland as the Indians finish off a 3-game sweep of the Detroit Tigers with an impressive 2-1 victory here today. Back with a final word after this.